Blue Collar Garbage. Look us up on Rumble, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. And we greatly appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Quote your words. Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy. End quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, when the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats.
Oh, ain't nobody else carrying guns but us.
Yeah, ain't nobody carrying guns but us, dude.
The hell kind of is that?
I thought that's what. I
And
heard.
did you also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, quote, by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court, referring to the current United States Supreme Court, has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
That sounds like you're a fruitcake.
Where's she from? Like, what planet is she from? Like, what the f is she talking about? Beep.
In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
Oh, he's going to get her.
Oh, he's fixing to light
Not
her
sure
up.
what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly
She's
known
pretty
as
but
Twitter.
dumb as
You're
hell.
on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You try to be provocative on there, don't you?
Provocative.
Again, I am not sure what the relevance.
Well,
of
let me
this
let me
question
let me
is.
show you the relevance. On November 7th, 2024, from your tweet, here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote: the majority of Americans hate women. The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy. Close quote.
Democracy.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. That's
I am not
democracy.
sure what
Throw
this
it out
has to
there
do
again.
with the subject matter of this.
Did you
hearing.
say it?
I do not have those words in front. I probably said something along those lines, but
Yeah,
what is
you
the
said it.
relevance of
Here
that
it
to
is.
this
There's
hearing?
Dallas right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me like you have your favorite feeling is anger.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this.
Tore up
This is
already.
another
Yeah.
tweet. This was in May of 2022.
Oh.
You've just been tweeting up a storm. You said, quote, there's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason
Huh?
is white male supremacy.
Oh, yeah.
Close quote.
Not white supremacy.
Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I
Yeah,
read that
yeah.
correctly?
Is
That's
there
my
a question that is relevant
the
to this
question.
hearing?
Did I read that?
That's the
correctly?
question.
Do
Why you wouldn't
really
get it? No way.
think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president
Did you
and
did
other
you
state
say that?
officials for punishing people for
Did
their
you honestly say that, Professor?
I
And you
believe
expect us,
that the First
as a
Amendment.
Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You
the First
heard of
Amendment
curb your
seriously.
enthusiasm? Here's my saying:
a
curb my
fruitcake, man.
nausea.
Huh?
She's a fruitcake.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Franks, we're here to talk.
Wow.
What is wrong with these people, man?
They were brain dead and burnt up.
White supremacy.
I feel like I lost a couple points there.
Dude,
I feel dumb now.
I
Yeah.
wonder what's Miss Blackburn going to say? Is she going to say something to her too? She's fixing to get her too.
I think so.
Talk about free speech, correct?
Yes.
And we're here to talk about that being a fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution.
When was this?
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yesterday.
And the Supreme Court plays an essential role in guaranteeing those
This is wild.
constitutional rights, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to talk to you
This woman's a
about
professor.
a tweet
Yeah.
that you had in
Another
January 2024.
All right.
the Supreme Court is a death panel.
Is
Is that your opinion?
Holy.
In the context of this hearing, I think it is important to emphasize why I am here, which is to talk about my views on the First Amendment.
No,
my
no, no, no.
understanding of the
That's not what
document.
I ask you. Do you think the Supreme Court is a death panel?
Look at Kennedy back
Yeah,
there.
he's like, yeah, get her,
I'm not
get her,
personally speaking,
get her.
That was not the context of that particular.
Oh my goodness.
communication.
Okay. Well, it appears that you see the Supreme Court as a death panel. And that is some of the same rhetoric that unfortunately
Uh-oh.
we continue to hear from some on the left who are trying to villainize justices who are doing their job. And I would like to just ask you, knowing that you have put this out, that the Supreme Court is a death panel, then let me ask you this. Do you look at Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson as members of the death panel, or is this just the justices that you disagree with?
Oh, yeah.
I do not believe
Gotcha.
that the comments that you are referring to have relevance for this particular hearing, but here's what I will say. This is an administration that is threatening judges in addition to other people that he disagrees with. So yes,
Okay,
if your question is, do I defend judges?
ready to
Am
move
I
on.
worried
Thank
about
you.
judges'
Ms.
security? I
Hemingway, I'd
am.
like to
I am
come
worried
to
about this
you.
administration essentially threatening
I
judges.
want to talk with you, Ms.
Talking over
Hemingway,
it.
about the State Department's use of the Global Engagement Center to censor news outlets like the Daily Wire and the Federalist. I know that this is something that you have had to deal with. And Daily Wire is located in Tennessee. We're proud of them. We are delighted that they chose to move from California over to Tennessee. And it is my understanding that the Global Engagement Center was created to counter messaging from bad actors, including terrorist groups, but the Biden administration weaponized it to silence conservative groups. And what has the censorship, I call it the censorship industrial complex, what do you think they're trying to hide when it targets outlets like the Federalist and the Daily Wire?
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. Yes, our reporter, Margot Cleveland, who's our senior legal writer, uncovered through her reporting facets of the censorship industrial complex and learned that the State Department was one of the federal entities that was engaging with non-governmental organizations and other entities in big tech to market, promote censorship tools and blacklists, which were then used against my publication, The Federalist, and also the Daily Wire. Publications that are a threat to the reigning orthodoxies are targeted by the censorship industrial complex. They want to exist without people pointing out their lies or the fact that there are really important debates. And so we are suing the State Department for that. And it is ongoing, this support of the censorship industrial complex. It is the bureaucracy, really, which perpetuates this even more than a particular administration.
Yes, and I think it's so important to note that robust, respectful, bipartisan debate adds to our freedom, helps to keep us free, and allows that debate in the public square. And when you have an entity that becomes weaponized and shuts down one side of that speech and only allows speech with which it completely agrees, that is when you
Hell,
have
that's
that
TikTok.
censorship writ large. My time's
That's all
expires.
social media.
Professor Turley,
Yeah, the
I have a
TikTok's
question.
bad, man.
else.
Oh yeah.
If you're a conservative and you comment on TikTok, they will flag everything. I called somebody slow on there, and I had to appeal it for
Oh, yeah.
saying they were slow. But you see all these Democrats on there, they'll call you all kind of shit, and theirs is still on there. You know,
Yep.
it's crazy.
Well, that's how it was with Facebook and Instagram for a long time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
All during COVID. Like if you said anything about COVID or against the narrative that was being
Yep.
promoted,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you were blacklisted or the term was shadow banned.
Yeah, that's
So,
one
like,
reason
people
I
couldn't
got
see
kicked
your
off
stuff.
of
Yeah.
Instagram and X. You know what I mean? Because of saying shit, you know, and Facebook, I got put in Facebook jail a bunch of times, you know. But then it, like you said, Facebook just you can say anything on there now.
Right.
They don't care what you say on there now. I mean, they won't flag you, nothing on Facebook. But
Yeah.
freedom of speech, man, it needs to go everywhere, not just for one side or
By college officials.
or for certain administrations.
Yeah.
You would think, but you know,
Yep.
I don't know, man. From that professor, man, she's a fruitcake. I mean, she was pretty, but she was a fruitcake, man.
Oh yeah. We know who she voted for.
Oh yeah, of course, for sure. Your people.
John.
I couldn't help it, man.
Damn.
I couldn't help it, man.
Damn.
You catching hell from both
I
sides.
couldn't help it. It was a little stale there for a minute, so I figured I'd say something.
She the one sitting in the middle there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Happens.
yeah. These people, man, they are serious fruitcakes, dude. I don't know how they get by in life. I really don't. And a professor,
Yeah.
how can you be so smart and so dumb at the same time?
Yeah.
Same time. Now we know what's wrong with all these college kids and shit.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, go figure. Blue collar garbage. Like, share, and subscribe, and we appreciate it.